Hi everybody. So I think it's been 2 weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks since I finished the chemotherapy drugs, and I got sign off from the doc a week ago, and I wasn't really too sure kind of how I was feeling. I was obviously pleased that he signed me off and it's kind of the end of the chapter, but I've had this feeling of complete underwhelm, because I went through, the last 6 months have probably been the hardest of my life, and the chemotherapy in particular for me, which was 15 weeks, was the worst thing I've ever done. And I hated practically every single moment of it, especially taking the tablets, and having to deal with the side effects. And I guess, like, after, I don't know, I was trying to explain to my folks that, like, the doctor and the nurses and stuff, it was like, that you done it, right? Okay, see you at the end of the year, bye. And just was thinking, like, this was harder than bloody training for commie games and Olympic trials. I think I deserve a medal, but there isn't any for beating cancer. So I had maybe, let me think, I spoke to the doctor last Thursday. So I reckon I had 4 or 5 days of feeling completely underwhelmed and completely like, is that it? And the nurse did explain that sometimes people, once they've been going through a lot of cancer treatment, once it ends, they get depressed, and it feels like their support just drops off a cliff, and they don't, their reason for being is to seemingly fight the cancer, because that's the language that's used, and it's the one thing that kind of makes them special in their, their family and support network and their community. And suddenly when it's all over and they're not seeing people and they're not having to go to appointments, sometimes they can get depressed, even though they've actually come out the other side, and hopefully that's them. So I was aware that situation was brought up to me, and my issues haven't been really about not feeling special anymore, because it's not the way that I view the world, but it has been a complete underwhelm of, I've just fought the biggest battle of my life by completely surrendering, and my body and physically, mentally and emotionally took its toll, and then it was suddenly just like, well, that's you, bye. And the transition back into work starts again, or work and normal life. So I don't know, I had a conversation with Stacey about it maybe middle of this week, and we'd done a few things to celebrate. So when I'd been in Bucky, my mum and dad took us out for a meal in Bijou up on the coast in Bucky, and that was lovely, and we had a nice holiday, couple of days with them. So Stacey had our holiday. We had a 6 by Nico meal at home. That was the schoolies menu that I've been waiting for years to get Stacey's a shot of. And I bought myself a pair of nice sunglasses. Way, that was my treat. They're in the car. I'll wear them the next video just so you can see. So, like, I've done a few things. I don't know. I've passed that phase now. I think we had a conversation and over dinner a couple of nights ago, and I seem to have moved past it. Maybe I just needed to call it out and talk about it for me to be able to move on. So, you know, everyone else's life is progressing as normal, and as I'm catching up with people that I haven't spoken to, maybe from old workplaces and old jobs, finding out, you know, what they've been up to, and they've started their own families, or they're moving into retirement mode or whatever. So, you know, life goes on around you, and mine has kind of been paused, and now it's time for me to get started again. So that's really the last couple of days. That's kind of where my head's been. Oh, I can get back into normal mode again, and start that transition. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I was chatting to my boss this week, and we were chatting about the transition back in, and what we're going to do to make it easier. And I'd said to her, I'm not going to go gung-ho, and then she started laughing, and she was like, that's exactly what I would expect. And I was like, no, that's the old Jenny. The new Jenny is not going to do that. So we're just going to take it kind of every 2 or 3 days, and just ease in. And I'm doing the same with stuff in my personal life. So at the weekends, we're leaving at least one of the days to just chill, which kind of came out of the COVID stuff, where I think our weekends we were booking up too many activities, and we were knackered by the time it came back to going back to work on the Monday. So we decided through the restrictions that was one of the benefits that we got. It kind of reset everything, and we want to socialise with our family and friends, but we also need to balance our health and leave space for rest. And sometimes it's more important to say no, and take that time than it is to try and cram everything in, because there's plenty of time. So yeah, that's where I am. I was underwhelmed. I had a chat about it. We've done a few things to celebrate, and now it's back into transitioning into normal life. So I'll let you know how that's going, and I've got a shorter video for you next one on some of the sleep stats that I was going to share with you. And those ones are even better because I've got 12 months worth of summarised data before all this even happened. And I can pinpoint to you exactly where, when I've gone to bed and my sleep stats have been crap, I know exactly why it's been, and there's a couple of different reasons for that. And the stats are really easy, and it'll be a really interesting video for you. So I'll do that one for you over the weekend. It's Friday, or you might be watching this on another day, but have a good day anyway, and I'll catch up with you in the next video. Bye!